Gentlemen, what I want to understand from you, and starting with Prasun, is that the regulator has been focusing and very aggressively focusing on adding more companies, both on the life insurance, health insurance, as well as general insurance side. Prasun, in your understanding, does the Indian insurance ecosystem requires consolidation at this point of time for higher penetration and focused approach, or does it require more number of companies?
No, thanks, Yash. That's a very good question. You see, the penetration numbers of health insurance is all there for all of us to see. I think the country, according to me, can actually take more insurance companies because the penetration being so low. See, the fact of the matter is, since it's an awareness day for insurance, the viewers must know that the health insurance industry has paid more than 90,000 crores of claims, in the last financial year. During COVID times, although it was not priced for, the same industry has paid close to 30,000 crores of COVID claims. And health insurance is a living benefit product. In spite of that, I think whether awareness is there or not is something that, we still are grappling with, and we are spending as an industry more money to ensure that the consumers are aware of the relevance of health insurance. Because clearly health insurance zaruri hai. I always say that if mutual fund sahi hai, then health insurance zaruri hai, primarily because of the fact that, it takes care of three important things. Number one, it obviously gives you access to quality health care for a lifetime, because your health insurance never lapses. Number two, it protects your long-term financial goals. And number three, obviously, it helps you to remain more healthy. So given all this, and given that, as the health insurance penetration goes up, productivity of a country goes up, I would suggest that, this country can actually take care of more insurance companies.
Ritesh, in your understanding, more number of companies will drive this objective, or do you think we have enough number of companies and a focused approach is what will drive this objective?
I think, I agree with what Prasun has said. In an industry or in a nation of our size and the opportunity, there is always space for more people. And this does not by any means should be inferred as, obviously the existing players also need to sort of press the pedal, work on the innovation. But given the kind of opportunity which sort of exists to my mind, there is enough space for more players to come in.
Bhargav, do you really believe that making insurance products more economical would help increase sales of these insurance products? Do you agree with that thesis?
So Yash, it depends on the strata that you're talking about. And if you look at the income pyramid of the country, there is the base of that pyramid where affordability is a real challenge. And for that segment, the focus has to be in terms of making the product affordable. The debate about the pricing can happen at the higher end of the triangle of the pyramid, where adequacy of coverage. We talked about the fact that is adequacy and cover, is it important? So there, the adequacy of coverage is important. The pricing is important from a perspective of sustainability, from the insurance company's perspective. If you cut the price, in a manner that your underwriting is challenged, then you don't have any money to invest.
Prashant, do you agree with Bhargav on that?
So I will say yes, partially. The life insurance is a bit different. So in that context, I must share with you that if you were to really look at life insurance, a large part of life insurance has historically served the saving needs of Indians. While protection came as an add-on, whereas the basic purpose of life insurance is protection or sum assured.
Correct.
As time passed over last one decade, we have seen companies increasingly focus on driving sum assured. But I think if you look at the coverage or penetration of protection in India, is still very, very low. And when you talk about protection, I think that's where pricing becomes very important, and not just for the segment that currently is buying, but if you go lower, I think pricing appropriately so that it becomes affordable for people to buy it and adequately cover themselves is a very relevant subject on which life insurance companies must focus.
How much of a problem is, let's say, an 18% GST becoming for life insurance companies on a product like protection, term life insurance?
It is. I mean, it has been one of the advocacy subjects we have been going again and again, because protection is a very basic need, and it must reach everybody in India. Actually, insurance for all, the vision actually is predicated on selling more protection, not selling more savings. And in that context, relief on GST is definitely a very welcome step.
Bhargav, to you, higher taxation on something like basic health insurance coverage, a big issue which needs to be looked at?
I think so. I think, these are not products that are, luxury goods by any stretch of imagination. These are basic requirements. And if you look at global benchmark, an 18% for insurance is inordinately high.
Ritesh, since we're talking about pricing, I want to understand from you, both Bhargav, Prashant believe that some sections of society, it does help in terms of sales if the products are economical. What I want to understand from you, what has so far held insurance companies back from increasing their direct sales, continues to do even today?
We need to sort of have a omni sort of channel view. An insurance company needs to be present wherever a customer wants us to be. So, direct is one of the ways. I think on different products also, this is something which varies. History seems to have shown that on products like life insurance, on products like health insurance, these are really advisory-based products, and therefore there is a greater need for advisory there. There is a larger trend that the direct sales sort of are on the increase, sort of at a general level, both sort of manual and online. But I think to go out and say that there is one specific channel which sort of grows more at the cost of the others, I do not think sort of is really the way things would pan out in the future.
Sometime back, there were reports about how the regulators may be looking at making agents put down the commission rates that they get on the insurance policy itself. In your understanding, is it a good step? It's not a good step in terms of transparency to a policyholder?
No, Yash, according to me, transparency is always good. I don't think, we can say that transparency is a problem. And I understand one thing, that this is a very noble profession, because once, an agent or a distributor has been able to sell a health insurance or a protection cover to a customer, he's obviously changed his life, right? Tomorrow, he, from a financial protection perspective, is totally covered. So from that perspective, I don't see any reason why, even if the commissions are basically put up transparently on the policy certificate, and the customer actually understands and appreciates the effort that the distributor is putting in, there is any harm in that particular matter.
Okay, fair point. Bhargav, one question to you. In your understanding, with respect to distribution, do you think there is an over-dependence on insurance aggregators, which is why the commission rates to these aggregators are very high, and that is in fact coming in the way of making insurance products more economical? Do you have this? Do you agree with this statement?
Look, I think what we have to think about, if you really want to achieve this insurance for all and increase penetration, is add more fresh distributors, which means new agents who are new to the industry, new to the market. Not look at taking existing distributors and adding a layer on top of it. So wherever an insurance aggregator or an insurance distributor is adding value to the economy and to the industry in terms of adding new distribution channels, I think that's positive for all concerned. Wherever an insurance aggregator is just aggregating existing agents and adding a layer of cost to it, I don't think it really serves its purpose.
Prashant, to you, of course, the latest two initiatives from the insurance regulator, Bima Vahak and Bima Vistar, in your understanding, are these two very important elements which will help the industry achieve A, coverage, and second part, really touching the lives of people who've been away from insurance for all these years? Do you think these two elements have the potential to achieve both these targets?
Absolutely, yes. And let me throw some data points. Actually, if you look at the insurance premium that India has, that's about 1.5% of global premium. But if you look at the population, that's about 20%. So why is that? That's because a very large part of India, which lives in rural areas, which is about 90 crores, are more or less untouched by the offerings that life insurance or insurance industries have to offer. And the reason why it has not happened is because of two reasons. One, the economic prosperity, which talks to the affordability angle. And the second one is accessibility, the ability to reach out to these broader masses on an economic basis or economically, possible way. And those two are the solves. The Bima Wahak and Bima Vistar are the solves for those two things. So what is Bima Vistar? Bima Vistar is a product which actually talks to the needs and in a very modular way tries to respond to affordability angle in a very, very effective manner. And Bima Vistar actually is the solve for economically reaching out to those broader masses at a village level, at a panchayat level, so that we are able to address the needs of all the people. Having said that, I think the prerequisite for this to be successful is definitely a lot of action that must go towards creating awareness.
Let's wrap up this discussion with one new initiative which the regulator refers to as the UPI movement for the Indian insurance industry. Prasun, Bima Sugam, in one word, what is that one thing which Bima Sugam aims to achieve and will achieve?
I think one word is trust.
Prashant, to you?
Comparability.
Okay. Ritesh?
Transparency.
Okay. Bhargav, final word to you. Bima Sugam, what is that one word that you associate it with?
I want to go as the fourth, but I'll add convenience.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for speaking to us. With that, it's a wrap on this insurance special. Thank you so much for watching this special show.